Hi there, boys and girls. Tonight for story time, we're going to read Little Miss Sunshine. A great story for ending the year 2020 and starting a new year, 2021. Welcome to Miseryland. We say welcome, but there really isn't very much to welcome you about it. It's the most miserable place in the world. Miseryland worms look like this. Those worms sure look sad. And when the birds wake up in the morning in Miseryland, they don't start singing. They start crying. Oh, it really is an awful place. Just like this year, 2020 has been awful. We haven't got to do hardly anything. And the king of Miseryland is even worse. He sits on his throne all day long with tears streaming down his face. Oh, I'm so unhappy. He keeps sobbing over and over. Oh dear, so unhappy. Little Miss Sunshine had been on a vacation. She had a lovely time, and now she was driving home. She was whistling happily to herself as she drove along. Out of the corner of her eye, she saw a signpost. A signpost that said, "To Miseryland." Miseryland, she thought to herself. I've never heard of that before. And she turned off down the road. She came to a sign which read, "You are now entering Miseryland." Underneath it said, "Smiling, laughing, chuckling, giggling, all forbidden by order of the king." Forbidden means you can't do it. No smiling, no laughing, no chuckling, no giggling, all forbidden. Oh dear, thought Little Miss Sunshine as she drove along. She came to a castle with a huge door, and a soldier stopped her. "What do you want?" he asked gloomily. "I want to see the king," smiled Little Miss Sunshine. "You're under arrest," said the soldier. "But why?" asked Little Miss Sunshine. "For a most serious crime," replied the soldier. "A most serious indeed." The soldier marched Little Miss Sunshine through a huge door and across the courtyard, through another huge door, up an enormous staircase, and along a long corridor, and through another huge door into a gigantic room. And there, at the end of the gigantic room, sat the king, crying his eyes out. They are going up the big stairs. Gigantic, enormous stairs. "Your Highness," said the soldier, bowing low, "I've arrested this person for a most serious crime." The king stopped crying. "She smiled at me," said the soldier. There was a shocked silence. "She did what?" cried the king. "She smiled at me," repeated the soldier. Remember, smiling is forbidden. "But why is smiling not allowed?" laughed Little Miss Sunshine. She laughed at me," cried the king. "Why not?" she chuckled. "She chuckled," said the king. Little Miss Sunshine giggled. It was rather funny. "She giggled," the king went on. And then he burst into tears again. She smiled, she laughed, she chuckled, she giggled. "But why are these things not allowed?" asked Little Miss Sunshine. Because it's Miseryland," wept the king. "And they've never been allowed," he sobbed. "Oh, I was so unhappy before you arrived," he wailed, "but now I'm twice as unhappy." Little Miss Sunshine looked at him. "But wouldn't you like to be happy?" she asked. Of course I would," cried the king. "But how can I be? This is Miseryland." "No one is happy in Miseryland." Little Miss Sunshine thought for a moment. "Come on," she said. "You can't talk to me like that," said the king. Don't be silly, she replied, and she led him across the gigantic room, through the huge door and along the long corridor, and down the enormous staircase, and through another huge door, and across the courtyard, and through the last huge door to her car. Get in, she said. Little Miss Sunshine drove the crying king back to the large sign. Dry your eyes, she said, and she handed him a large handkerchief from her handbag. And then, from her handbag, she produced a large pen. 5 minutes later, she had finished. Instead of saying, "You are now entering Misery Land, smiling, laughing, chuckling, giggling, all forbidden by order of the king," do you know what it said now? It now said, "You are entering Laughter Land, smiling, laughing, chuckling, giggling, all permitted by order of the king." "There," said Little Miss Sunshine. "Now you can be happy." But I don't know how to be happy," sniffled the king. "I've never tried it." "Nonsense," said Little Miss Sunshine. "It's really very easy." She smiled. The king tried to smile. "Not bad," she said. Then she laughed. The king tried to laugh. "Getting better," she chuckled. The king tried to chuckle. "You got it. There you go." She giggled. The king looked at her. "Oh, so I have." He giggled. I'm the king of Laughterland." As Little Miss Sunshine arrived home, there was Mr. Happy, out for an evening stroll. "Hello," he grinned. "Where have you been?" "Misery Land," she replied. "Misery Land?" he said. "I didn't know there was such a place." Little Miss Sunshine giggled. "Actually, there isn't." The end. Little Miss Sunshine. Now, 2020 has been a bummer of a year. Not much fun at all. So we're going to have to do our best, just like Little Miss Sunshine, to make 2021 a much better year. I hope you enjoyed the story. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.